Hey guys, Bike here. So, I wanted to make this video giving an update to my Shapeshift Pulverize build. And so, yeah, funny story though. I recorded this video, go to edit it. Apparently, my mic wasn't working in the recording software. It was tragic. So, I'm recording it again, and hopefully, we can make it a little bit quicker because that last one was like over 30 minutes. So, yeah. So last time I made the Shapeshift Pulverize build, I was level 91, having a great time clearing through content. Awesome. Now I'm level 100. I've tried some nightmare dungeon pushes, and yeah, things have gotten difficult. I'll save you guys some time right now. If you're not interested in seeing anything, you just want to know how far I made it. I made it tier 63 with no elixirs. I tried like 3 dungeons. I cleared tier 63, and it was difficult. I probably could have gone past tier 63, maybe tier 65 with the Goldilocks effect, so to speak. You found the right dungeon that could, you could clear everything with. Like, you don't have lightning storm, you don't have critical resist. The affixes that affect the build. I used an elixir and incense, and I made it to tier 70. So, 7 nightmare tier jump. I tried 73 with elixir and incense, and it was very difficult, and I just decided to quit halfway through because I was not having a great time. One thing that this build kind of begins to struggle with is I loaded up a lot of damage. It deals a ton of damage, 4 or 5 million. Well, actually, I don't know if I've seen 5 million, but the way the numbers just all, bunch up right there. I have seen 4 million crits before. On average, though, you're seeing 1.5 to 2.5 million crits. Still does a lot of damage. So anyway, there you go, guys. That's the results. So if you're curious about the build and you don't feel like watching my other video, here's the updated guide. I'll try and breeze through it pretty quick, just so you guys get a sense of what's changed from the last one. And if you didn't see the last one, kind of put you in the right mindset. I'm going to assume you already know what in-game, like what a skill tree looks like, what a Paragon board looks like. We'll go from there. Quick note, I probably could optimize this some more and spend a lot more time on it. I've decided that, season 1 starts next week, and I'm just going to leave things as they are. And I might try another build just for the heck of it. But I'm already playing Barbarian in Season 1. I've been playing Barbarian recently, leveling it up. I'm like level 62 now after playing for a few days. Having a blast. I'm so looking forward to leveling up Barbarian again. Barbarian has definitely been a lot different than Druid. And I'm not saying one's better than the other, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So we shall see. So, let's jump into the build, shall we? So, from my last build, my skill points have not really changed that much. I still got 1 point in Storm Strike to give us access to Fierce Storm Strike. The reason why we take this is so we get on-demand application of Vulnerable. Go down here, Heart of the Wild, 1 point. The main reason why you're trying to get access to this, which is Wild Impulses, you get the 15% extra damage with your core skills at the cost of 9% increased spirit. Predatory Instinct, Critical Strike, chance against close enemies increased by 6%. Very nice. Pulverize, I got it up to 12. One addendum from the last video, I was doing Raging Pulverize that would stun. Really nice, but when I was pushing further, I noticed I was getting just zoinked. So I dropped it down to Primal Pulverize, which is enemies that are hit with Pulverize deal 20% less damage. Earthen Bulwark. This is one of your main sources of Unstoppable since we don't use Grizzly Rage in this build. So I bulked it up as much as I could, because as long as that barrier is active, which default is 3 seconds, you have unstoppable. But if you got like the lowest amount possible in there, well, and in order to get unstoppable, you have to take enhanced earthen bulwark. So I should add that caveat. But as long as you have the barrier up from earthen bulwark, you have unstoppable. But if you got like 1 point in there, you get that barrier that just gets, you know, shredded in 1 second, you no longer have unstoppable. There's your 1 second of unstoppable. Hope it was worth it. So yeah, I try and stack this up reasonably. If I was going to optimize this build, I might start taking away some points from Debilitating Roar. It is kind of underwhelming in the later stages. It says nearby enemies. I'm not exactly sure where nearby is. Let's take a look. Maybe there, maybe there. I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure somebody out there figured out what the range of nearby means, but, you know, if you're getting hit with arrows and corpse bows and all that, you get no effect from this. The only thing you're getting, the things you're getting are your modifiers, actually. That's why you would be using it, is you get the healing, your maximum life, 500 HP per second for 4 seconds, and you'd get the Fortify. I will admit, it's nice, but we got other ways to get Fortify. So I may drop Debilitating Roar, or at least start pulling back some points on it. It's nice. It's nice for sure. It's nice. I like it. It's good when it works. You activate it. Enemies nearby deal 70% less damage to you. That's how it works. You don't like activate it and get 70% damage reduction. No, they deal 70% less damage to you. It's great when it works. We don't take companions. Trample, I get this one for free. I'm using Insatiable Rage, the unique that keeps you a bear all the time. Main reason why I'm taking this, get out of situations as fast as possible. You get unstoppable and it gives you movement, and most of the time you use it to GTFO. Passives, we took all the earth passives, and the reason why, earth is a pulverize skill. We took that aspect. I'm sure just about everybody is aware of it who's aware of anything about pulverize builds. So I maxed all 3 of these out. Stone Guard, it's great. Extra damage if you're fortified over 50%. Extra damage against people that are CC'd, or monsters, I should say. And critical strikes with earth skills fortify you for 7% of your base life. So there you go. This is a good one. This is a good one right here if you're doing the Shapeshift Pulverize build, because the basis of it is human, bear, human, bear, human, bear, storm strike, pulverize, storm strike, pulverize. Quick shift, you really gain a lot of benefits from that. When shape-shifting, the skill, when you shape-shift, whatever the damage with that skill that you're about to do is increased by 15%. It's very nice. I told you we don't take Grizzly Rage. The main reason why, you can't shapeshift while you're in Grizzly Rage, so you're just kind of stuck there, and we lose a lot of bonuses. So it's great. It's awesome. There's builds that focus on it. It's probably going to get nerfed, so it's probably going to get nerfed. Let's be real. It's already been nerfed like twice. I'm thinking it's going to get nerfed again, because so many builds just rely on keeping this up almost all the time. So and I'm not being salty about it. I'm not being salty about it, but I think there's a lot of people out there who realize this ultimate is probably getting nerfed. Or the aspect that everybody uses. What was it? Rampage and Werebeast, where you just, like, not infinitely, but it stacks all the way up to, like, an extra 999 or 990% critical strike damage every time you get a critical hit. Kind of nutty. So I took Petrify. I like Petrify a lot. It's a great way to CC, and you deal extra damage to everybody, and you deal extra damage to the boss. It lasts 7 seconds against the boss, so there's been times I've been able to just yoink the boss before this ran out. Really awesome, and killing an enemy affected by Petrify grants you 25 spirit. You run low on spirit. There you go. You use this, hit somebody a couple times with Storm Strike, 1 Pulverize, you do all the extra damage, kill a wave of them, you get all that spirit. This whole little tree of passives are great. If I ever took any points away from Debilitating Roar, I would probably try and slot them in around here, or, you know, this was a cool one, Bloodhowl. I really like this one a lot. You know, you heal for 20% of your maximum life. This is a fat heal. This might be the way right here. I mean, the potions heal you for 1,274 of your life instantly. This might be the play. Bloodhowl might be the play. I don't know. I might mess around with that. You know, maybe drop the 4 points I got in here and put it in Bloodhowl. Who knows? It's a shapeshift build. We don't have to be bear all the time. This might actually help. I might check it out. I'm just realizing that right now. You guys get to see an epiphany happen in the middle of a... I'm kidding. But I am just realizing that right now. So, Defiance, it's great. But I don't focus on it too much because Natural Disaster, I got an extra 3 points from an amulet. This is great right here. Your Earth skills deal 24% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. Big win. Big W. Circle of Life. Nature magic skills that consume spirit heal you for 2% of your maximum life. This is really nice. Try and keep your life up. But honestly, if I'm going Bloodhowl, might drop 1 point into this just to have, you know, a buffer. I'm already thinking about what I could do with Bloodhowl. And Residence. Nature magic skills. This is the big one. Deals 6% increased damage. Triple this bonus. So 6 times 3, 18. Triple this bonus if an Earth skill is the next skill cast after a Storm skill. Storm Strike Pulverize. Storm Strike Pulverize. There you go. It keeps humming along. Though, let's be real, a lot of the times it's Storm Strike, Pulverize, 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 maybe Storm Strike, Pulverize again. Defensive Posture, increase the amount of Fortify you gain from all sources. Very nice. And Earth Sign Strength. Honestly, I might go back to Earthen Might. It was cool. I wasn't big on the lucky hit, you know, hoping that it procs, but it's good. It's good. The extra critical strikes are very nice. I liked having the additional health, and while health, you deal 30% extra damage, except when I was pushing into those nightmare dungeons, I found myself constantly dropping below that, so I was getting like no benefit while healthy, trying to deal the extra 30% damage. Main problem I had with Earthen Might is I've got my spirit costs down enough that the restoring all of your spirit is not as needed anymore. It would have just been for the critical strikes, and I was thinking, hey, if I do an extra 30% damage, that's going to boost up all my critical strikes and critical strike damage and all that, but I don't know. Like I said, this build, if I optimize for it, I might be able to push more. But I'm kind of feel like I'm moving on. We shall see. Paragon. Alright, so this is probably a huge area of optimization that I could do. But what I'm going to do is just go over the boards I took and the glyphs. First, we got critical strike damage with core skills. Excellent. Spirit glyph. Highly recommend. Earth and Devastation board. Your Earth skills deal 30% increased damage to enemies inflicted by crowd control. It's very good. It doesn't work against bosses unless they're staggered, but against everything else, they get hit by an Earth skill because of your boots. They procs that slow. All of a sudden, you're dealing 30% extra damage against them with your Pulverize. We took the 85.8% extra damage while in werebear form. If you're pulverizing, you're in werebear form. There you go. 10% damage reduction while in werebear form. We took the Inner Beast. This one's really nice. After shape-shifting, your spirit costs are reduced by 10%. Stacks up to 3 times, so 30%. If you're doing the Storm Strike Pulverize over and over again, and you're really committed to it, you're staying alive, you're getting the bonuses, your spirit cost is not going to be a lot. You can do a lot of pulverizes. Also, if you're hitting stuff with one of the items that we have, which I'll go over, excuse me, it definitely adds up. Very nice. One of the main reasons why I was like, I'm going to stick with Shapeshift instead of going into Vasili's Prayer and all that stuff. We took Territorial here. Damage reductions against close enemies and extra 67.3% damage to close enemies. It's nice. This one, this is good, but since we've reduced our spirit cost by so much, spending 75 spirit can actually take a bit. Like, maybe 4 or 5 pulverizes before this procs, so this is part of that optimization thing. I might move away from Ancestral Guidance and try and pick up like another rare node, like maybe not Resistance, but like Maximum Spirit or maybe Potion Healing. You know what I mean. Just try to invest into some defense. This is one that I might swap out, though. The Overpower damage. I've noticed Overpower's kind of fallen off. Not 100%. It does a decent amount of damage, but I noticed Pulverize is just not quite the oomph. You gotta wait for those specific moments when they come up, and you only get a 3% chance. You can't increase it, or you gotta stay healthy for 12 seconds, and then you get a guaranteed Overpower. When all of it connects, though, at least the numbers look high, but I feel like the system itself was really great for leveling, but not as much in the damage department. At level 100 now. Vulnerable Glyph. This one is very good. Actually, I think I kind of skimmed over it in the skill tree. Natural Disaster. Your Earth skills deal 24% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. This is very nice, especially considering that I think I've gotten as much dexterity as I guess if I take away maybe some of those points back there, I can grab these 2 nodules and boost it up, but 26.9% vulnerable damage is nothing to scoff at. It does a lot, and to get that from a passive with the amulet. Yes. And Survival Instincts. This one does a lot of damage. You just have to stay healthier than the enemies. Keep batting them down. And yes, you will get that damage. Alright. Let's look at the items, and I'll go over what I have changed. We're sticking with Disobedience as an aspect. I went for cooldown reduction and armor. If I can get any more, if I can find a helmet with like some sort of damage reduction on it, I'll take that. This is a great one. Really like it. You do a lot of extra damage with it, but you might be able to find a better chest piece, especially one with damage reduction or something. It's really good for damage. Might be able to use this for farming and stuff, but if I want to push any further, I might need a different chest piece. I would consider this aspect, I'm not going to say crucial, but it's one of the main reasons why you use this One of the main reasons why you use this this build is casting a storm skill grants earth damage, earth critical strike damage, 45%. That is huge for 4 seconds. So yes, I would consider this one that you should get if you're running a Shapeshift Pulverize build. This one, you might notice no more Temerity. Temerity's gone. I went with a pair of pants with some damage reduction on it, and I slapped on basic skills grant 20% damage reduction. Great. I was able to push further. I wasn't getting zoinked at tier 55. Adventurer's Boots of Quicksand. I went for spirit cost reduction, movement speed. Also picked up some all stats. Might look into it, but damage from earth skills slow enemies hit by 50%. Yes. This is probably something I gotta swap out. I found this axe when I was like level 65. It was at 817. The power level was nutty. But it's got just a lot of overpower just on it, and I think I have to move away from it. But the aspect that I put on there, if I can find a max roll, I would love to. Your core skills deal up to 68% damage. If you can find the 80% one, it's even better. While you're fortified, the damage with this can get absolutely nutty. Because I'm trying to find a better weapon, I decided in the meantime to throw one of my better shockwaves on this amulet. And that's what I did. I do have a max roll. I do have a 100% aspect waiting to be applied. But I decided it would be better, to throw it on my amulet just so I can cycle out my different weapons. Pulverize is an earth skill. I would say this one is crucial if you're leveling up. I don't know why you're watching this video if you're starting to level up, but Pulverize is now an earth skill. This is I would say the basis of the entire build is turning Pulverize into an earth skill. Yes, the shockwave aspect helps so much, but just being able to turn that Pulverize into an earth skill, yes, like so much of this stuff wouldn't even work. You couldn't use this. You couldn't use this. You could use that, but couldn't use this technically unless you got the stun proc on it. For my rings, I just went for critical strike damage, resource generation, and vulnerable damage. I kept trying to grab vulnerable damage. Vulnerable damage on here as well. Critical strike chance, damage to injured enemies, damage to slowed enemies. Restore 4 of your primary resource when you crowd control an enemy. Umbral is great. Apparently, I heard that it is hard to find for some people. I found like 4 of these aspects, so I consider myself lucky after hearing that, and I've been storing those. So, oh, Spirit Boons. I would look like an idiot if I forgot this. So, we got Wariness, take 10% reduced damage from elites. An extra 30% critical strike damage with Avian Wrath. We fortify for 10% of your maximum life when you use a defensive skill. I like this one a lot. But you could definitely go for Calamity and try and keep your Petrify up as much as possible. Well, not up as much as possible, but you can extend how long that Petrify lasts. But I find myself trying to stay fortified as much as possible. So for this one, every 20th kill causes your next earth skill to overpower. This might be one that I move away from and go with critical strikes with shape-shifting skills, heals you for 3%. This could be the play right here. And Calm Before the Storm. If you use your Petrify, you want to try and get it up as soon as possible. Alright. So that is a review of the build. Looks like this video is probably going to be as long as the last one. So, oh well. I have some video to show you. I've already told you guys how far I made it, but I just wanted to show this build in action. So for this one right here, we're moving along. This is a tier 46. Everything is at level, and sure enough, you just slap. You slap right through it. I would hope so. Whatever build you went with, I would hope that it would be able at your level to kill enemies, and sure enough, it does. I like it. I like the build a lot, and it's good for farming out some stuff, but there's probably faster ones out there. Anyway, I just want to show you it doing damage like that. But don't worry, there's more. I wasn't going to just show you like, oh, look at this. I just kill stuff really fast. This build is great, even though I've already gone on record saying you could probably do better somewhere else. It's great for leveling. Let's go ahead and open this. Here we go. This is very presentation style. Now this is tier, let's get a slight rewind right there. So this is actually a pretty reasonable tier 61 nightmare dungeon. Everything's 15 levels higher. So everything hurts a lot more. And I'm still able to do a decent amount of damage. Now it's more about just trying to survive. Like that one arrow opened up and it took out a decent chunk of health. I think I got that barrier from my pants. Anyway, we go up here. I get a little cocky, but it's just to show you the amount of damage. Zoink. Nearly a one shot. I was hurt a little bit. I had stacks of fortify. To show you how much of an imbecile I can be at times, I did the same thing. I did finish the dungeon. If you guys were curious, I made it all the way through. Woohoo. Great. Yeah, it just gets tough after tier 60, and I know there's a lot of builds that deal with it pretty well. I feel like a good benchmark is, man, my build is good, but man, after tier 80, I probably couldn't even hit tier 80. Even with optimizations, I could probably hit tier 78, maybe 79. Getting to tier 80, that's going to be difficult for me. And one of the reasons why it's a melee build. So, in conclusion, after all of this long-winded, I ramble. I'm sorry, but it is who I am. I know my last video I uploaded. Again, this is somewhat of a ramble within a ramble. My last video that I uploaded, going over the build, I try to keep it under 20 minutes, and I just did not like it. I felt like I missed so much stuff with it. So yeah, we're gonna try. I just want to give you guys as much information as I have. So anyway, conclusion, build is good, really good for leveling. In game it can do some stuff, but after tier 60 you're gonna have some trouble. If you optimize past what I did, you might be able to go past tier 70, tier 75 maybe. If you're using elixirs and stuff quite often, you might be able to get up to tier 80, who knows. But I don't think you're gonna be killing Uber Lilith with this thing. It was a fun build. I had a good time. I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to season 1. I'm gonna be playing Barbarian. If you haven't seen, I've been streaming a lot on Twitch, and I've been playing Barbarian there. We're already level 62. I just wanted to play Barbarian for a little bit and see what kind of build I could expect. I was shooting for level 50. I got there, and I'm like, no, we got to keep going. I'm having a great time. So yeah, season 1, I'm going to be playing Barbarian. Looking forward to it. Anyway, you guys have yourself a great and wonderful day. Take care. Cheers.